Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, or hello if you're new. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I did my wedding makeup. I got married on the 9th of October and I've definitely scheduled a lot of videos in between, and my fake tan or my spray tan is probably a wash away from needing to be scrubbed off. So I wanted to recreate my entire wedding look. I did my own hair, I did my own makeup, and I'm going to talk you through the process, talk you through the products I used, just in case anyone else is considering doing their own makeup, or even if you just want to know what products I use or whatever. I initially didn't choose to have my hair and makeup done by a professional because I was confident enough in my abilities, but also we were looking to keep costs kind of minimal where we could. Our wedding didn't cost the earth. I know some weddings can be very, very expensive, and one of those decisions I made was that I know how to do makeup and I thought I would give it a try. So I definitely practiced before, but until I kind of had my spray tan and everything, I didn't know how it was going to go. So I thought I'd show you all of the products that I used on the day. I have these sitting, so basically when I was getting myself ready on the day, when I started like doing my hair, so I did my hair first. So if you want to see how I did my wedding hair, I can definitely do that in another video. I wore these eye patches just to hydrate the under of my eyes, and so I've just had that in preparation of setting up, just so it's literally the same steps as on the day. So yeah, if you're interested to see how I did my wedding makeup, then please do keep on watching. So I thought I would just mention before I get started a couple of things I got like in preparation. So as I mentioned, I had a spray tan, so I got that done on the Thursday. So I got a spray tan on the Thursday, and then I had a wash on the Friday morning, and then that was it until the wedding. So my tan, like the guide colour, could be washed off, and that gave me a really kind of nice tan colour. And the thing is with a spray tan is that they get everything. I didn't want to do my own tan, miss a bit, and it looked really dodgy in photos. So if you're going to have a tan, I would definitely recommend doing a professional spray tan. I actually had my spray tan, like a trial, done for my friend's wedding back in August, just so I knew I liked the colour. So it's great just to make sure that you have a foundation that matches if you're going to do your own makeup, and also just to make sure you like it. So this was kind of it. Obviously, like I said, it's definitely wearing off now, but it was gorgeous. It was like nice and natural. It was the Saint-Tropez Express tan, the one that I had, and I just really liked the colour it gave me. Other things I had done before the wedding was I had my eyelash extensions, and again, I wanted to do this video before they all fell off because they don't last forever. And I also got my nails done. That's my wedding ring there. But yeah, I got my nails done. This is just a coffin shape French kind of manicure, just super simple and just doesn't go out of style. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you how to do my makeup. I haven't done makeup videos in the longest time, so if any of these kind of videos, or you want more information about certain products, let me know. I really wanted to document how I did my makeup, so I could share it with you guys, but also I can look back and remember how I did it. But yeah, with that all said, I'm going to get onto the prep. So I'm just going to take these off. These eye patches were nothing too special. These were just the soothing ones from Primark. These are soothing vitamin E eye patches, really great because it didn't ball up my makeup underneath, which I think is great. The Pixie ones sometimes do for me, and these ones were less than £1, and you got tons, 15 of them in here. So I bought those actually the day before, and I remember my friend, when she got her makeup professionally done for her wedding, had them, and they just said it really helps that your concealer sit on without creases, so I did the same. So sticking to exactly the same routine I did, I had a couple of samples of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. So I used the Magic Serum and Magic Cream on my wedding day. I used samples of both. Anytime you order from Charlotte Tilbury, you can normally select your samples. So if you're ordering anything from there, there's quite a few like Charlotte Tilbury products I used in my routine on the day. But anytime I checked out, I chose the serum or the Magic Cream as the samples on checkout, just because then I could use them on my wedding, so I didn't have to buy the big pot. But that said, Rich actually bought me the big pot for my birthday, which was after the wedding, so I can like always remember using it. So this is the Magic Serum, and I'm just putting this just as like a really lovely base. I really do like these products. Obviously, like I said, I've got a bigger Magic Cream. The serum is just so expensive, but maybe I'll get it in time. But this was really nice, and I think with bridal makeup, you want it to look really natural, really glowy, and you want the focus to be on the skin. So that's exactly what I did on the day. I just made sure that my skin was super glowy, and you'll see in the steps today and all the products I used, the focus was on like great looking skin and everything else just to enhance that. So once the serum's kind of sunk into my skin, I gave it a couple of minutes. I went in with a magic cream. So this is like a deluxe sample. I can't tell you where I got it. I loved this, and as you can see, I've almost used that out. I use this on me, my mum. I've used this little sample one probably like 6 or 7 times now, and it's lasted so long. You don't need much of this product, but again, this really attributed to me having super glowy like skin under my foundation that just really seeped through and just looked so like gorgeously like plump. I think that's again a really big thing with bridal makeup, is that you want it to look simple, but you just want it to look so healthy. And this was one of those products that if you can get a sample of it at least for your wedding, if you're doing your own makeup, I would 100% recommend it. It's just so like moisturizing, but it gives such a glowy base. And I have other glowy products. I'm typically someone that uses a lot of matte makeup, but this just helped to make my skin look so nice. Okay, so I've just let that sit in a little bit, and I thought I'd just zoom you in slightly as we get into the actual like products. So that's kind of the skin prep that I did. Because I had a spray tan, I didn't want to do too much of an extensive skincare routine because I didn't want the tan to lift. But the next product I'm going in with is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I love this so much, and I know that this is a product that I can rely on in terms of my makeup lasting all day, no matter what I'm doing. Like day and night, this will last. So I'm just putting this all over my face. I did about 2 squirts of this. I wanted to make sure it was applied in all areas so no product like lifted off. And I'm just patting that in to my skin. This is literally one of my favourite primers. And because I wanted my skin to be super glowy, I didn't want like any mattifying primers or anything that was silicone based. This is just perfect at keeping everything gripped on and stuck on. So my favourite like basey product to start before foundation is the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Too Fair. I think this is quite universal. I could have gone 2-3, and obviously my foundation is quite dark to match the spray tan that I had, but this is going to be fine for me when I'm more pale. This is just so gorgeous. This is basically like a filter for your face. It's super glowy, and for my wedding I wanted that super glowy effect, again skin focused. And for me, this is a product that I can't now live without because it makes my skin look so good. So I basically just put this everywhere on my face to start with. I do go back in with this for highlighter when I do my contour, but obviously I'll show you when I do that. And I'm quite liberal with this. And I just want my skin to look so glowy before I go in with foundation. Don't really like the applicator of this being a doe foot. I can kind of get over it, to be fair. And then I go in, you could go in with your fingers. I just went in with a sponge just to be a little bit more sanitary, I suppose. Okay, and can you see the glow that that's given me? So like bridal, so dewy. I love this so much. Hasn't added much coverage really, maybe a little bit, but it's just the intense glow that I lived for. And this is like one of those essential parts of my routine that if you're doing your own makeup, again, this product is what I felt like really made my makeup look exactly how I wanted it to. And this is literally a recent discovery. I bought this like the week before my wedding. You can get mini ones as well, or that bigger one was like the same price as a Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So quite expensive, but again, I feel like if you're doing your own makeup, having products that I know like will give me the look that I want to achieve, I love it. Now next up with foundation, I went with the Maybelline Fit Me. This is in the shade 220 Natural Beige. As you can tell, probably a little bit too dark for me now, but I'm going to just put it down my neck because I really want to show you how I did the exact look using the exact products that I used on the day. What I love about this foundation is that it lasts all day. It says it's matte and poreless, but I feel like for me, it just enhances what I've primed with. I don't find this too heavy, and I find that this lasts all day long. So the beauty of this though, and this is one of the tips I learned, is you want to go in with a very small amount to start with. You can build it up, but you can't take away, especially when you're kind of like time dependent. You don't have too much time to like wipe it all off and start again. I just started with a very little bit and worked that into the primer. As you can see, a little bit too dark, but this is what I wore on the day, and I'll bring this down to my neck just to show you how I did it. I'm also using that same beauty blender that had the Flawless filter on it, just because obviously I don't want the two products working together. Okay, so that's the foundation. As you can see, it still looks super glowy underneath, but it's just calmed it down slightly. But it's definitely, you can see that Flawless filter still coming through, and it's not too matte. It just wears so well. I love this foundation just for every day, but also for like a wedding. Obviously this is super cheap. It's the Fit Me one. It's a very like affordable drugstore one. I love that so much. So next up with a concealer, I'm going to be taking the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer. Just putting this under my eyes. Like that, and just anywhere I want to highlight, because obviously right now it's really obvious that this foundation does not match me anymore. It really did on the day. So I put it basically in the high point. Now I'm taking the Real Techniques Glow Finish Blend Extender. Love this for a glowy look, and I just drenched the same sponge that I used before in this. I just love this product, just making sure that when, especially like concealer that can be quite mattifying, stays quite glowy. And then I use this to blend that out. And then like on the day, my dark circles are definitely showing through, so I just took a little bit more, just focusing it where I can get those dark circles a little bit. Obviously didn't get rid of them completely, but I just find that this concealer does help just to diffuse them enough. Okay, so that was my base, and as you can tell, still super glowy, but it's still pretty natural. And then this is where we're going to add some dimension. So I'm not powdering yet because I've got some more liquid products that I'm going to be using. I don't tend to use liquid based products like this, but again, I'm totally converted since doing it on the day. So the next product from Charlotte Tilbury I'm using is the contour wand. This is in the shade light to medium, and this is such, it's so empty in here even when you get them, but again, I love the look of it. And I'm just putting these basically like where I would contour, but just slightly above, because I want it to lift my cheekbones a little bit. These cheekbones are natural, I'm very blessed. I do like to have something just to enhance it a little bit. And under there too. And then taking the same sponge and working that in. This just blends like an absolute dream as well. I love this product. In fact, I love all of the Charlotte Tilbury products that I used. Such a convert. Now I've finished with that, just to give my cheeks a little bit of shape. Again, not too intense, but just looks really natural. And because it's a liquid based product, it just blended so nicely with the base. I am then going to take some of the Flawless filter as a highlight, and again keeping it liquidy. I remember a makeup artist saying that they prefer not to use like powder highlights for weddings, because in some lights it can look a bit like artificial, and you want your wedding day makeup to look super natural. So I took that advice and ran with it, and using this kind of multi-use product to highlight. Again, just anywhere. I think that's all I did it here on my nose, oh, and the top of my lip slightly. Using a different side of the sponge and blending that in. Going with a teeny tiny bit more. Good thing with this is that it builds so nicely on top of itself. There's no, like, you're not too scared about overdoing it. Sorry if the lighting keeps changing on this. Next up, I took some of the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and I just set this before powder, because this is my base. This is basically like the star of the show. This did all the talking, so I want to make sure this is really set and it's going to last all day. And it did absolutely. From like, I did my makeup, I started at 11:30 in the morning, and then I winded up at about 12:30 at night, so it lasted all that time. So just spraying this. I love the smell of this. So that's a Charlotte Tilbury one, absolutely gorgeous, and I do go back in with that later. Just fan that into my face so it sets. It just looks so glowy, doesn't it? And this is what I just wanted to achieve for my wedding. Okay, so now that has set, I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. This is in the shade 2 Medium, and just setting. I basically set everything. I'm pretty oily when it comes to like every day. Like, my skin is definitely more kind of on the combo oily side, but you can still have dewy makeup, and it's just setting it right. So the setting spray and then going in with this really locked it in place, and then I would go in the setting spray again. Definitely didn't take too much of this powder. I just like literally dipping it, any excess, and then I'm just setting my T-zone first, just because that's like the area that would typically get oily the first, but I do go in all around, with the exception of where that liquid highlight is, and just make sure that everything is set into place. And this powder has no flashback. It's an absolute gorgeous natural powder, and as you can see, my skin is still kind of glowing, but it still set it down a little bit, which exactly what I wanted. Next up, I took my Hoola bronzer. This is very well loved, and this is the original one, by the way, and I just took it on a bronzer brush and just setting basically where I contoured a little bit, just to enhance that kind of like shaping without being too much. Literally a light amount of setting and enhancement, just shaking off any like excess product, patting it in. And that's that product. And again, as you can see, super natural, not too much. I think that's the key, is just keeping it super small, but a little bit at a time. You can build it up if you need to. Next up, I'm going in with my very much loved blush. This is the NARS Orgasm. I've had this for years, but you would never tell. And I'm taking my blush brush. As you can tell, this is when I used it on the wedding, and tapped literally a little bit, tapped off any excess, and the placement of this as well. Super fluffy, and I quite like the blush to be slightly enhancing, so I want you to be able to see a bit more blush than bronzer, just because I think this is a little bit more natural looking, and this has like a glowy finish. So I obviously, like I said, I'm not going in with a powder highlight, but this kind of acts as one slightly. You don't want a matte. I know the Hoola was matte, but this is kind of going over the top. The matte is carving the shadows, and then this is doing more kind of like highlighting and enhancing. And I think that that just looks so nice. I love the colour of this. Again, that's probably like the most colour that I've added without being too much. And as I'm nearing lipstick application, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm just going to put some of the Carmex lip balm on, just to really nourish my lips. And bringing you in slightly more for my eyes, I just brush my eyelash extensions, which these were a game changer, because normally I do like eyeliner and stuff, but I just thought that these looked much more natural and meant I didn't have to faff around with false eyelashes on the day. Just one thing I didn't have to worry about going wrong. And when it came to eyeshadow, I literally just went in with my Hoola bronzer, just more to like tide my eyelids to like the rest of my face. I literally just very lightly went in the crease with this. I did nothing more on my eyes. I've got a lipstick that I'm going to be putting on in a moment, and once again, I just think like it just meant that the eyelash extension could do all the talking without me having to worry about like doing too much of a dramatic eye look. Again, I think that when it comes to doing your own makeup, it needs to be like simple, because if you overcomplicate it, more can go wrong. So I just went in with that. Then I did my eyebrows, which again, I bought some new products to use, but I just stuck with what I knew, and I think that that is literally the biggest thing, is do what you're comfortable with, do what you know and that you're confident in doing. Eyebrows, the combo that I use like on the everyday is the Revolution Pro like pomade, and I use this like Real Techniques. This is those metals ones. Do you remember when they came out like years ago and everyone was obsessed? And this is the like eyeliner one from that collection. This is in the shade Taupe, and I don't think I use this, but this is all that I've got to hand. Just brushed my eyebrows up just so they were sat in place. I did like pluck them before my tan a few days previous, so there wasn't too many strays. And then I took this. So this has got some Inglot Duraline in it just to make it a little bit easier to work with. And then I just take a little teeny tiny amount. And just follow the natural shape. Again, I want this just to look natural. I'm not doing anything too dramatic. I think do however you do your eyebrows on the daily, especially if you're doing it yourself. Did actually carve them out slightly, so I'm just going to do that very like minimally. I just wanted to make sure that the shape of the eyebrows were like enhanced. Then for my lip combo, I did the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner, and then I also went in with Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury as well. As you can tell, lots of Charlotte Tilbury products. It sounds like it's broken in here. God. And then I just lined my lips with this, and I coloured all inside. So I filled in all in there. I feel like my eyebrows are looking a bit more intense than they did on the day, but that's fine. I coloured that all in. I didn't really overline, I just defined my Cupid's bow. And then I went in with the Pillow Talk lipstick, which is definitely more of a like pinkier nude. And I feel like that's quite a universal like bridal shade. I really like the colour of this. Really like the colour of this, but I just find these lip liners too creamy. They just don't last. Like, I feel like I've sharpened this about 10 times, and even using that like once, it's almost duddy. I'm not sure. I just think that I definitely have like more better formulas I prefer. But that's basically all of my makeup. I did then go in, once I was like happy with everything, I went in once again with the setting spray. Give it a shake. Give it a fan. And yeah, that's basically how I did my makeup on the day. I did nothing more than this, and I just kept it super simple, super glowy, and I feel like it definitely gives like a focus on the skin. It looks super like dewy and highlightery without being too much, and it photographed so well. My hair was half up, half down. Excuse the fact my hair is still wet from my shower this morning. But yeah, that's kind of how it looked. I just think that it looked really like my skin, but better, obviously with makeup. But I just loved how dewy my highlighter looked, and in every photo that we've seen so far, like every angle, you can just see that my skin is very like dewy, and I just really liked that. So yeah, this is how I did my wedding makeup, and I genuinely felt so amazing. I love the combination of everything. The lipstick lasted basically all day and night. It was amazing. I didn't retouch it up, I didn't repowder, and everything lasted. So this combination of products was an absolute fail-safe for me, and I just loved how it turned out. I actually really enjoyed the process of doing my own makeup. Leading up to it, I was kind of like, I felt a bit like I was letting myself down by not having that experience, but actually doing it myself, I realized what products work for me. I got the look that I really wanted, and I think that comes with a bit of confidence on how to do it yourself. So if you are up for doing it yourself, or you're confident enough, then I would say go for it. I've really enjoyed like getting ready and getting myself ready. It was like a night out but better. And I was really pleased with how the makeup turned out. Like I said, here I feel like my eyebrows are a bit more enhanced than they were on the day, but otherwise everything is exactly the same down to the shades and everything. So yeah, I wanted to just recreate it so you could see how I did it, and also I can remember how I did it if ever I'm unsure like the process. But yeah, I would love to know what you guys think, and if you'd like a video on how I did my own wedding hair, I also love doing that. And again, I did it in a way that I know how my hair works with products, and so I feel like I got absolute longevity out of like my hairdo, and I feel like it looked really good. I used extensions and curled it and did half up, half down. So let me know if you'd like to see that. But before my tan all disappeared, I wanted to show you my makeup, so let me know what you think. And yeah, I really wanted to share this with you. I just can't believe I'm a wife now, which is mad. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I am obsessed with this makeup, and I'm not going to wash it off until later today, because I just absolutely love like this, and I feel like this is going to be the last time I get to recreate it, kind of with the original tan and everything. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I loved filming this. I love doing makeup content again, so if there's any makeup kind of like focus products you'd like me to talk about, let me know. Obviously I focus much more on hair care, but I do love doing makeup as well, so do let me know. That's all from me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Smash that thumbs up button if you have already. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't. And with that all said and done, thank you so much for getting this far in the video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.